Hello, and welcome to an episode of ES Repair. I am your host, Mr. Fix-It. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can replace your Ethernet cable's connector. Now, they can be easy to break, especially the latches on them and stuff, which will prevent them from making good contacts to your Ethernet card or your router. Well, I'm going to demonstrate how you can replace the broken connector with a new one using a simple tool that you can find at any department or store that sells computer parts or accessories. So let's get started. Hello. In this video, we're going to talk about the first thing about the different kinds of Ethernet cables there are. Now, there are three different kinds for data. You got the Category 5, which can handle up to 10 to 100 megabits per second. You can find them in shielded or unshielded cables. The shielded cables do provide more protection against interference, but do cost more. You can also get them in either solid, which is preferred because you can get better data transmissions. They also have them in stranded wires. Now, these are known as twisted pairs, meaning that each wire that's paired to another wire are twisted together, which I will show you in this video. Now, keep in mind that Category 5 is for in most common networks, anything from 10 megabits per second to 100 megabits per second. The other one is called the Category 5E. The E is for enhanced. Now, these cables can go up to 1 gigabit per second Ethernets. They're more improved over to more enhanced over the old ones, and they can go a lot faster. Now, keep in mind that these cables can only go up to 300 to 325 feet. So you want to try and keep the distance as short as possible. The next category is Category 6. Now, they're more expensive, but they can go up to 10 gigabits per second data transmission speeds. And the difference between them is that between this Category 5, there's not that much difference except what's on the inside. The Category 6, when you have the twisted pair versions like these here, each wire or each paired wire is automatically wrapped in its own sheath or its own protector. And this helps reduce significantly any kind of crosstalk interference, especially when the cable goes long distances. So keep in mind you have Category 5. The most commonly used one is a Category 5E, and new is Category 6. Now, if you're at a home network, Category 5 or Category 5E will do just fine, because doubtful that your internet connection goes above 1 megabits per second. Now, for your local network, you can go up to 100 megabits per second, which that's plenty enough speed for file transfers and home networking and stuff. Category 6 is more used for businesses and stuff and advanced networks. So I'm going to demonstrate how you can correct your Ethernet cord and how you can replace the connector. To get started, first you'll need a crimper. You'll need the data connector, which in this case, this is an 8-pin RJ45 connector. And you'll need your Ethernet cable. Now, the adapter here, or the crimper, as you can see here, it's got 4 different places. Now, this is a universal, it's a multiple tool. This is for the RJ45 crimping for the modular plugs. This one is for the RJ11, which is for the phone and voice 6-pin connectors. This is the cable stripper, which what it does is you insert the cable and it cuts the length of the sheath off, or the covering. And then finally you also have the cutters to where you can cut the wires that you need, or cut the bad connector on the cable off. Now here is the connector. These are the clear kinds where it's got the insert. You want to make sure that it does have 8 pins on it. We're going to insert the wires in these grooves for each pin. Now when you're finished, you'll notice that the wire will go in there part way, and then through here you'll see all the wires inserted into each pin. And then here is where we're going to crimp. Then these are going to crimp. And then you have your modular plug. Now the only thing we'll need to do is strip the end here. You'll need about a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch to strip here. Now we don't need to strip the wires. We only need to remove a piece of the sheath back to expose the wires. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, if you're not sure, you can line it up like so, and then you can mark it. Now, it's about a 1/2 inch. That's all you need to do where my index finger is. It's about a 1/2 inch, and that's all we need to have. Now, you can use a pencil or something where you can mark it, or you can measure it, but we only need a 1/2 inch. Now once you get the wires exposed, now you can see all the different colors. Here you have your brown, your greens, orange, blues, and these are 8 conductors. Now these are also known as twisted pairs, because as you notice here as I separate them, you'll notice that they have paired. Like you have the green and the stripes, the orange and the orange-white stripes. You got your blues, which are the blue and stripes, and then the browns. Now, each color is paired to the same color with a white stripe, as you can see here. These are all how they are paired. You should have 8 conductors. You should have orange, the blue, green, and then brown. Now, once you have them, now we need to show these on how they're wired. Now, we're going to wire this using the 568B standard, which is a wiring configuration. Now, to do this, when you're looking at the plug, when you're doing the connector here, you'll notice right here on the bottom, as you see here, that is pin number 1. Up here will be pin number 8. Now I'm going to show you which pin each wire goes to. And if you're doing the complete cable, it needs to be the same on each end. Now, once you get the order correct, you'll start from here, which is pin 1, to pin 8. Now, the orange and white stripe should be pin 1. The solid orange should be pin 2. The green with white stripe should be pin 3. The solid blue should be pin 4. The blue white stripe should be pin 5. The solid green should be pin 6. The brown white stripe should be pin 7. And then the solid brown color should be pin 8. That is the order that the colors need to be lined up. And this is how they're going to be lined up to the connector. Now notice with the connector facing down and you're looking at the bottom, up here at the top will be pin 1, and then you work your way down to pin number 8. As you can see here, that's how they're going to line up. Now we don't need to strip the wires, but you need to make sure that they stay in order. And if you have to, you can also use a cutter on the tool to make the line straight. Now, once you have them set up, you just turn it upside down, as you see here, and then you can insert the cable. Now, when you insert the cable, make sure they're following the exact same groove as you see here. They need to follow the exact same grooves to line up. And you push it in like so until it won't go any further. Now you'll notice how all the colors are in a certain line. As you see there, you can see all the colors from the orange white to pin 1, which is this and up here on the top, then your solid orange, which is number 2, then you have the green stripe, then solid blue, then blue stripe white, solid green, brown white stripe, and then solid brown on the bottom. Now, once you concur that they all are in the same line, you insert it, and now you're ready to crimp the plug. Now, once you confirm that your colors are crossing and they are into the proper slots that they're supposed to be in, now we're going to use the crimper. Now what this will do, we'll crimp this part here, which is the crimper for the cable. This will keep the cable from being pulled out, and it's going to crimp the wires. What this is going to do is push the pins down into the wires to where they'll cut into the wires and splice the wires on its own. So all you got to do is take your tool, insert the connector inside all the way to the end, apply just a little pressure so it don't go nowhere, and then crimp down. Crimp as hard as you can. You may need to do it a couple of times to make sure it's crimped. Now, as you can see here, you'll notice that the crimp head came down, and you can see how it's pushing down the pins into the wires. That's what you want it to do. Now be careful, because some of these crimps don't have an even pressure when it crimps these plugs, so you want to check that, make sure that it's crimping on both ends. You'll notice back here maybe you know how it's crimping the cable back down where it's pinching it? That's how it's crimping it. Now when you're done, just release it and just gently pull it out, and there you go. Now you have your Ethernet plug connected, and now you can plug your end back into your computer, or you can start on the other end, as you can see here. Now when you do the other end, it needs to be wired the exact same way as you did this end. Well, this concludes this video by ES Repair. I've demonstrated how you can take a regular Ethernet cable, replace the broken connector on it, and install a brand new connector. And it's fairly simple. So if you're going to run your own cable, be sure that each end of the cable has the same connectors as I've shown in this video. Now you can also use a cable tester. You can also use a continuity tester to ensure that your wires are connected in their proper sequence, as I've demonstrated in this video. Keep in mind, you got your category 5s are able to go up to 10 to 100 megabits per second. Category 5E can go up to 1 gigabit per second. And category 6 can go up to 10 gigabits per second. Now, the category 6 are more expensive. You may be better off to use category 5Es since your network won't go up to 10 gigabits. Well, I'm your host, Mr. Fix-It. Thank you for watching.